What's up? We got The Flash, Season 1, Episode 6. The Flash is born. So, we're back in my dad's office for another video. The last time I used this office was Arrow Season 1, Episode 9. And, yeah, so we're back in my dad's office again for another video. And I really like doing my videos in here because when I have time to do them in here, I'm my own space. So this episode starts off with a car chase where the police. Yeah, the Flash episode starts off with a car chase where the police are catching this criminal, and the Flash tries to stop them, but then the Flash tries to stop him, but he's made of metal, so it just breaks Barry's hand. So, breaks Barry's hand. So then we see that they're doing that. So Barry and I aren't talking because of the last episode and what happened. Remember where he wouldn't tell her anything. So she said. So he decides to meet up with her, and he just keeps telling her not to do her blog, but she's just like, hey, it's not about him anymore. It's about the people of the city, the city that he's protecting. That's who it's about. And yeah, so after he gets, so they learn how to stop the guy. Cisco makes a Karate Kid like dummy and calls it Girder. So Girder is the bad guy's name. So Barry realizes that the guy said you were born to take a beating. Barry feels like he says it familiar, but when Barry goes, the purpose is identified as Tony Woodward, Barry's childhood bully, and at school one day and Barry, we flash back to when Barry and I were children, and yeah, because I like doing that, and when Barry and I were children, and Tony and Barry and child Tony Woodward's the actor who plays this character hasn't been in the Arrowverse ever since this episode. Yeah. So he says to Barry is that he's a freak just like his dad, and Barry's like, don't talk about my dad. He's like, what? He'll kill him too, and he's like, you're born to take a beating, Alan, and that's where it comes from. He said that Barry realizes that, this dude is the guy that beat him up is the same kid that tortured him back in like elementary school. Even though the actor looks really older compared to Logan Williams, R.I.P. to Logan Williams, but Logan Williams looks so young, and this guy looks so tall. How can you go? I guess that's just casting, but how can you call? So we flash back to Barry said, sorry, we know. I always get confused on this show. So then we see Tony Woodward. So one of Iris's like people at CCJ's is always saying about where's your shadow, and she's like, who? Barry. He's always here. And she's like, yeah, but then Tony Woodward shows up, and yeah, and he likes Iris, but Iris says she has a boyfriend. And then when Iris's coworker says, "Iris, look," and looks at he her, but she crushes. He uses his hands to crush Iris's phone, put it in the tip jar, and gives her money to repair it. Okay, that made no sense. That dude broke her phone. Why did dude break her phone to begin with? It doesn't make any sense. Why Tony Woodward? It's so weird to say Woodward. So why would I'm gonna keep calling him Tony? Why would Tony break her phone? It just doesn't make any sense why Tony would just break her phone. So yeah, now Iris needs a new one. Yeah, so we still see Joe doing more cases, more more investigating. Yeah, investigating on what happened to Barry's mom. Even watching a video of a young Barry telling the police of what he saw, what happened. Back then, no one believed him, but now Joe knows that Barry's a Flash. He never believes him. We all know. Yeah. So yeah. Right now I'm playing flashback into season 1, episode 1, when Joe is yelling at Barry, because I'm remembering that scene, because and it's in my head, because I'm like, back then in the first episode, Joe didn't know Barry's powers and didn't believe him, but now that he does, he totally does believe him. So Tony kidnaps Iris, and so Tony Caitlin confronts Barry about a post Iris made on her blog about the Streak, which is a bad name, by the way. I keep saying in every review of the season. We're only on episode 6, so So there's just so many bad. Yeah, the Streak is just a bad name. I know I stopped reviewing Constantine, and it does mess up the Arrowverse order, because this is, for my Arrowverse playlist, this is only episode 59, but in the actual Arrowverse order, it's episode 61 or 62, because I decided not to review Constantine. So should I just keep doing what I'm doing and not review Constantine? I have no idea. But anyway, anyway, we got so Iris kidnaps Tony, defeats Barry, because Barry decided to rush in. Rushed in without thinking it through first, and decides to run away, and decides to get beat. And even Wells is yelling at him, like, he's like, Barry, we told you we would do this, and you did not listen, bitch. And you, I know I'm using the B word, but that's it. He's like, you did not listen. We told you that we would handle this. Yeah, and it's like, you could have been killed there. That guy could have killed you. So he kidnaps Iris. So Tony kidnaps Iris and takes her to their former elementary school. He could have took her anywhere, but he takes them to their former elementary school, and Barry goes in to save her, but then he remembers what Joe said in the flashback scene, where Barry's too frustrated So he goes against Iris, but Iris is able to dodge and weave and defeat Barry. And yeah, and Joe's like, if you know, it's okay if you know. If you're defeating an opponent you can't fight, it's okay to run away. So Barry runs away, but then he comes back and does a sonic punch and knocks out Tony. Yeah, Barry. Also, this episode kind of also shows a nice bonding moment between Eddie and Barry, and how Eddie was. They used to be the fat kid, and that caused him to get bullied for it. I like Barry and Eddie moments, but anyway, back to Barry decides to reveal himself to Tony, and decides to reveal himself to Tony, saying whatever happened to you, Tony, also happened to me, and you used your gift to be you bullied then, and you bullied now, Tony, and you used your powers. And he's just like, Alan, come back. But Barry's like, yes, finally defeated his bully. And then Cisco and Caitlin make jokes about whose bully from their past will come back. But we never, this is just a joke that the show made because none of their bullies ever come back. So we never even get introduced to their bullies. So yeah. But yeah, so we all see Joe and Wells talking, and Joe's like saying, like questioning, like, maybe there was another particle accelerator before Barry that gave the guy that killed Barry's mom his speed. And he's like, what were you doing? What were you doing before you opened Star Labs, Mr. Wells? Dr. Wells. I'm gonna say, why did I say Mr. Dr. Wells? And he's like, if you test Morgan, look her up. And I guess he looks her up off screen because he said, sorry, Dr. Wells, sorry for your loss. And but then at the end of the episode, the man in the yellow suit decides to visit Joe, telling him stop researching or Iris is dead. We can get, so that's the episode. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's the best episode of The Flash. It was good. It had some good moments between Barry and Eddie. It had some moments between Iris and Tony. And it had some very good flashback moments. But that's it for the episode. I'll see you next time when I do more of The Flash. Zoom, zoom.